Our table topics master loves, a good book. She has taken some quotes from famous books and wants us to respond with what you think they mean in a real world context. So let us please welcome Toastmaster Kathleen Harper.
Morning.
Good morning.
I hope I don't make an aberration of this. There is some good in the world, and it is worth fighting for. Toastmaster Meredith Myers.
Off you go.
I'll just keep taking pictures. There's some good in the world, and it's worth fighting for.
Well, fighting isn't necessarily a good thing, unless you're doing it to advocate. And for me, I have always wanted to be an advocate for people who aren't able to necessarily advocate for themselves. Unless people think, oh, why are they standing up? Why are they demanding boundaries? Those sorts of things aren't things that's worth fighting for. I should be able to do what I want to do and just be. Not necessarily. Think of the things that you do and say that can make people feel uncomfortable, and try not to do it. Thank you.
Myers for saying that you should always fight to advocate for people who can't advocate for themselves. Beware, for I am fearless and therefore powerful. Toastmaster Jay Shaw.
Good morning, my fellow Toastmasters.
Hey.
Where's John? Where's J-Maz? J-Maz gave me a ride this morning. We talked about how people are driven by fear. Have you noticed this? In politics, in war, in families, in relationships, in business. It is often an aberration when somebody operates fearlessly. And when someone operates fearlessly, they can break a trend. They can be like someone who's not like all the rest. And they can do things that are powerful, great, noble, and fantastic. Let's take war, for example. If your side is right and you're fighting for good, if you're very powerful, if you're very fearless, one man can take out 10 or 100 people fearlessly. Let's say that's right. Let's say your side is wrong, or let's say it's nuanced, because fighting can lead to killing and bad things. It's hard to know, right? But the first step to coming out of a lot of negative things is stepping outside of fear. As former Toastmaster Nate Bowe once texted me, everything you want is on the other side of fear. Madam Table Toastmaster.
Toastmaster Shaw for saying that you should always conquer your fears. The only way out of the labyrinth of suffering is to forgive. Toastmasters Kelly Betty.
Forgiveness is an important value for me. There are a lot of sayings around things like anger is a pill that is a poison you take, that you expect someone will kill someone else. And I think forgiveness is similar, that forgiveness is something you do for yourself just as much as you do for others. I also link forgiveness to redemption, and this idea that no one is truly lost eternally, and that we also need one another. I think about humanity, people talk about humanity being sort of like together on a life raft. And there are situations where we're gonna need one another, and we don't know we're gonna need you or you. And if I've refused to forgive you for something you've done in the past, I'm not gonna turn to you in my time of need. So that's why I think that this quote matters and why forgiveness is a powerful value for us all to have. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Betty, for telling us that forgiveness is more for us as well as for other people. We accept the love we think we deserve. Toastmaster Brianna Morgan.
family that surrounds me. It's been a while since I've last stood up here in front of y'all. A couple weeks ago, I was actually in North Carolina visiting some of my loving family, and wow, was it no mere aberration of the state of Western North Carolina. I don't know if y'all have been up there since Hurricane Helene a couple years ago, but this was my first visit since then, and wow. I mean, the landslides, the roads that were just completely vanished, it was actually pretty incredible. But thankfully, nobody in my family got hurt, and all the structures that we had in our family were still standing, so that was good. And it was a great trip. I got to ATV, we got to hike, I got to see some bears, some bunnies actually. Thankfully, I didn't confront a bear head on, but other than that, it was a great trip, and I was very happy to spend it with my loving family. Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Morgan, for sharing with us about your loving family and your amazing success. Whatever our souls are made of, big and mine are the same. Toastmaster Josh Harris.
Our souls are the same. Repeat that, please.
Whatever our souls are made of, his and mine are the same.
Ah, powerful. It's suggesting that there is no aberration between what is our content of our character and what is in our souls, what makes us fundamentally human. For once, I agree with this quote. Why that was a laugh line is a better question. We all came to this planet without our consent. We just happened to be born. And we all exit, by and large, perhaps due to some of our influences, but also largely at a time in which we cannot. Interceding those times, we all have to make the best of it. Humans can be complex little creatures, as we all know. If we just remember that, yes, we are all the same. We are all fundamentally here trying to survive, trying to get from point A to point B, ultimately wherever that may go, you'll have a lot happier of existence. May we all enjoy this weekend recognizing we are all one shared humanity. Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harris, for sharing with us that we are all have more in common than we do differences. There are ears that ask questions and ears that answer. Toastmaster Martin McCready.
There are ears that have questions and there are ears that have answers. So this past week, my grandmother turned 97 years old, and it was amazing. She is at assisted living in Westminster Towers, and I could not think of what I could do for those years that she's been in existence to bring joy to her. So my daughter, my son and I, we thought about it, and we're like, let's bring 97 cupcakes. So I went to Publix, and they designed 97 cupcakes to look like flowers, and it became in this little bouquet, and it was really pretty and beautiful, and created such the aberration at Westminster Towers. Everybody got a cupcake, and everybody got to celebrate my Granny Sue. It was a beautiful time, and I think that's what we should do, is bring joy and love to people that we love. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster McCready, for sharing with us that you're celebrating your grandmother's birthday, and that we should celebrate the amazing times in our life. I am not afraid of storms, for I am learning to sail my ship. Toastmaster Karen Schwartz.
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests.
Good morning.
When I think I'm not afraid of storms, it's saying I'm not afraid of the hard times, the dark times in your life, but I am ready for them, to sail through them with the people in my life that I know I can count on. My friends, my family, and sometimes the random people we meet. You never know who you're going to stumble upon and how they're going to be able to influence your life. But I can get through this storm with this ship, with these people, and it's going to be okay. There will be sunshine ahead or after this storm, once we get through. Thank you.
reports for sharing the record that we all have to go through different storms, and my husband. Why sometimes I believe as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast. Toastmaster Amy White.
Oh.
Go get it, baby.
I don't know if I completely heard the question. Was it
Why
6?
sometimes I believe as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast.
Why I believe? Why
It's a quote from the book.
I believe 6. Well, I can say number 1 would be an aberration if I stood up here and spoke eloquently and answered that question. That's number 1. Number 2 would be, I don't set my alarm because I believe that sleep is badly needed. And when I woke up this morning, I saw the sunlight and thought, oh my gosh, I miss Toastmasters. That stinks. And then I looked at my watch and thought, I have time, I can do it. I don't know what the other 5 would be, or 4. I guess 1 would be if I could do math and figure out that. I'm really stumped on that one, but I'll take, I'm out of time.
Yeah, big one.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ryan, for being honest and saying you didn't completely understand the book. I had the epiphany that laughter was light and light was laughter, and that this was the secret of the universe. Toastmaster Gary Adams.
Light was laughter and laughter was light. I was actually thinking about something similar to this last night, that years ago, some of us, actually a lot of us, well, there's a few of us here that may not understand this part, but years ago, we would hear words like aberration. To me, that was the word of my people, because that was something that had to do with Halloween. And actually, apparition and aberration can actually be transposed. But something that hit me last night was that when we were all kids, that taste of peppermint reminded us of Christmas. That itchy feeling we would get when we wore that costume that our parents gave us or made for us for Halloween, that brought back memories. We have so many things in life that have meaning. And when you think back of the things that have meaning, they're a snippet or a moment in time. Like that time that you're with friends and you're laughing and it lights up the room. Something we're missing nowadays is we seem to be doing a lot of this to get the meaning in life. A lot of times the pause between meaning is what matters most. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Adams, for saying that you should all take the time to look at the laughter and life, and the moment and let it pause and think about the meaning of life. There are some things you learn best in calm and some in storm. Toastmaster Sean Tucker.
Thank you. That is a fantastic one. You do learn a lot from storms, more than you do calms. Calm, I don't know. I don't experience a tremendous amount of that in my life. There's storms, you learn a lot. You learn about who you are. You learn about the people around you. You learn about your family, your friends. I've gone through storms. We've all gone through storms. I went through some financial crises that wiped me out, and I kept my family, and I kept my friends, and they kept me. That's the important thing. I tell you what, learn a lot from your storms. If you can learn something from calm, great. I don't know what you're learning from that, but storms are where it's at. Enjoy them, embrace them.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tucker, for saying you can all learn from the storms we have in life. The world breaks everyone, and afterward, many are strong at the broken places. Toastmaster Mark Wright.
Mark. You know, when Carlos mentioned that the topic of the day was going to be about books,
I knew I was in trouble. It would be an aberration for me growing up to actually have read the books that were assigned to me. So, now, I figured out early in high school, it was Lord of the Flies, that, oh boy, a lot of these are movies. I made a high school career out of choosing book reports that were movies. Believe it or not, I did one on Jaws, very timely, it's the 50th anniversary. I've done a book report on James Bond books. So, yeah, you never know what you can do when you look hard enough. And there you go. Now you know a little bit more about me.
Thank you, Toastmaster Wright, for saying that you knew you were in trouble when you did that. Anyone who ever gave you confidence, you owe them a lot. Toastmaster Mark Hayward, WPTM Mark Hayward.
Morning.
Good morning.
I've gained a lot of confidence by coming to these meetings and having an opportunity to see folks like Jeff Rubin, Jordan Kanker, Tim Taylor, a host of others. So I think it's a real privilege for me to do that. And today is sort of like I thought I was going to hit a trifecta, because the last two meetings I got skipped over for tabletop. There's only like 2 minutes left, and I thought, oh, shoot. So I've missed a trifecta, and it's no aberration, I guess, that I got a question. So thanks for listening.
Thank you, DTM Awards, for saying that the club can help give you confidence. Isn't it nice to think that tomorrow is a new day with no mistakes in it yet? DTM Jeff Rubin.
Tomorrow, I'll love you. You're always. Toastmasters and guests, quick show of hands. Who's ever made a mistake? Who's made a mistake already today? So I was going to say quite possibly, I got the nicest, kindest, most uplifting text message I've ever received in my life last Saturday. I didn't know it was the kindest, nicest, most uplifting and edifying text message last Saturday. Who was here to hear my speech last week? It was not an aberration. I did it spur of the minute. I talked about you can judge, you can connect, you can't do both. In it, I spoke of my fear sometimes of what are people saying about me. And it's interesting because I had a relapse last Saturday where it took me until driving to this meeting to read the very kind text message that was written. And that was my mistake on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I didn't correct it until this morning. And it was good things from Carson Schaefer. Thank you, my friend.
It was an aberration.
Thank you, DTM Rubin, for saying that you had a nice text message from Carson. Nice. Madam Timer, did all speakers qualify? Okay. Go for 2 minutes, right?
Good job.